People are dealing with the aftermath of the tornadoes that hit Texas and much of the South.
And Ohio is introducing their version of the Don't Say Gay bill.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Thanks for joining ntTV News at Noon. I'm Jalen Jackson.
And I'm Andrea Valdez. In connection with the Friday death of a 7-year-old, Denton police have now arrested the child's mother, Sabrina Ho, on a charge of injury to a minor days after her boyfriend was arrested on the same charge. On Friday night, Denton police announced that the 7-year-old child with suspicious and extensive injuries was pronounced dead at the hospital as of 8:40 p.m. On Tuesday, Ho was being held in the Denton County Jail as she awaited arraignment. The police department's jail custody report listed her bail was set at $500,000. Citing the Tarrant County's medical examiner's office, the release named the child as 7-year-old Phoenix Ho, a second-grade student enrolled in a local elementary school.
After a series of thunderstorms and tornadoes raged across Texas and the rest of the South, many families are left dealing with the aftermath. Amy Kyler with CNN spoke to those affected.
Today is about picking up the pieces for survivors of deadly storms and tornadoes in the South. But the dangerous weather isn't over yet. This video is from near Savannah, Georgia, where this tornado and severe thunderstorms turned deadly. 3 hours inland is more destruction. 100 miles east of Dallas, this is what's left of a trailer park in the city of White House.
We ran straight to the bathroom.
As soon as I got to the kitchen, the tree came through the house about 6 inches from me.
It raised the trailer up a couple of feet and blocked us in. We had to have the fire department come cut things out so we can get out.
The National Weather Service says this destruction is from a downburst of winds up to 100 miles an hour. Local officials say a 71-year-old man is dead after a tree fell on his mobile home here.
Great guy. He was a cowboy, and anytime he needed help, he'd help. He was the best neighbor you could ask for. We'll miss him.
Closer to Dallas, 4 people are lucky to be alive after this flash flood. South Carolina lawmakers took cover during a tornado warning Tuesday. 70 miles south in Allendale, people are coping with this damage. Today, most of the country could see high winds, rain, or even snow. Forecasters warn of more dangerous weather in the South. The same week as the Masters tournament, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and the Carolinas will likely be at the center of the storm. I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
These storms have been really bad this week, and luckily I haven't seen anything as bad as tornadoes, but my lights did flicker a bit.
I just hope we see a little bit of nice weather before the storms come back. Let's turn it over to our weather anchor, Ryan Cantrell, to find out what's in store for the rest of the day. Ryan?
Well, guys, we did just experience a cold front last night, which is bringing us 20 to 30 mile per hour winds with gusts of up to 50 mile per hour winds. Somewhat show, in fact, that the National Weather Service does have a wind advisory in effect for Denton County. But I think you guys will be happy because we are sitting right at 66 degrees on a breezy and clear day here in Denton, with north winds at 20 miles per hour. Now on to tonight, those clear skies will remain, and temperatures will dip all the way down to 56 degrees, along with the winds will finally calm down to the northwest at 7 miles per hour. Now on to tomorrow, temperatures will rise back up to those mid-60s with an actual temperature of 63 degrees, with those winds climbing right back up to 20 miles per hour under clear skies. Now that's all I have for my first look weather. Stick with us as I talk about next week's potential storms and more clear weather. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Ryan. On Wednesday, the Biden administration extended the federal loan payment pause until the end of August. The original extension was set to expire this May, but after much consideration, Biden states that the economy is getting stronger and that he wanted borrowers to have an opportunity to boost their financial security by saving money over time.
Belarusian poet Valzhina Mort has been named the winner of the 2022 University of North Texas Rilke Prize. Mort's poems are inspired by the history of Belarus, a country that borders Russia and Ukraine. The judges, UNT English department faculty members, praised Music for the Dead and Resurrected as an elegy and an affirmation that survival is possible. Mort also won the Best Hoken Prize and the Glenna Luce Prairie Schooner Award. Since 2012, the UNT English Department has awarded the $10,000 Rilke Prize to recognize poets that have incredible talent and artistic vision. Rilke Prize winners visit the UNT campus for a reading and book signing, giving students an opportunity to meet and interact with an accomplished writer in the field. Mort is planning to visit Denton this upcoming fall.
MyPillow creator is being sued for giving elected officials money.
And the FDA warns people against eating oysters due to contamination. Find out more later in the show.
UNT is more than 125 years in the making. To find new solutions, we create a new point of view. We know what's possible when creativity, originality, and independent thought converge. We're ranked a Tier 1 research university. We're home to excellence the size of Texas. Define your future at UNT and soar to new heights.
Listen to my flow to save some H2O. This my water rhyme, and this is how it goes. First, turn off the sink and take some time to think. When you waste water, our supply shrinks. When you take a shower, not more than an hour. Shoot for 10 minutes and save water power. Use a reusable bottle, smart like Aristotle. Ditch all the plastic and be a role model. And that was my H2O flow. Please remember how it goes, because if you don't, Earth will go. Oh no!
Oh, sorry, man. Oh, sorry.
Leader of the Proud Boys, Enrique Tarrio, pleaded not guilty on Tuesday to conspiracy in the January 6 U.S. Capitol breach. Tarrio was indicted back in March with 5 other members who also pleaded not guilty. Though he was not present in D.C. on January 6, he was arrested 2 days prior for allegedly bringing high-capacity rifle magazines to Washington.
A Colorado County clerk is facing reports that she violated her state's gift ban for elections. Mike Lindell, creator of the MyPillow, admitted to giving Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters a large sum of money. CNN's Marshall Zellinger has the story.
Please help me welcome Tina Peters.
Support comes in many forms. On the steps of the state capitol, there were signs and cheers for Republican Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters. She faces felony charges accused of tampering with her county's election equipment. She also has to answer to an ethics complaint accusing her of accepting more money in gifts for her legal defense than an elected leader is allowed by the state constitution.
Marshall Zellinger from 9 News. I'm just curious about the ethics complaint and your legal defense fund. Do you know how much was in the fund before the website was taken down?
You just get right to the I'm here for that was something set up by my past attorneys, so I don't have any knowledge.
Support for Peters comes in the form of the Pillow Guy.
Mr. Lindell, how much have you raised for Tina Peters' legal defense fund?
I just put all the money in myself.
How much is that?
I don't know. I probably put in 3, 4, 5, maybe 800,000 of my own money.
Unless you're a close friend or family member of an elected leader, you're limited in how much you can gift.
You can only give someone a gift of $65 per calendar year.
Jane Feldman was once executive director of the Independent Ethics Commission. Now she's part of the legal team in the ethics complaint against Peters. And if Peters receives more than she's allowed, she could be fined twice the amount. So if Lindell really gave her $800,000 to pay for her legal defense, the fine could be expensive.
That's $1.6 million.
But there is wiggle room if Lindell is a close friend. Except listen to how he answered a question about flying Peters around on his personal plane last year.
I'll give rides from people all over the country. I had never met Tina Peters. That's what the plane ride you're talking about. She came to the Cyber Symposium with a group from Colorado. I picked people up. I invited all 50 states. All 50 states were represented. There's your answer. Another stupid question by a stupid journalist.
But here's why it's not a stupid question.
If you had just met her, you weren't a close friend of hers.
I just met her that day. Another dumb question.
If he said he had just met her and they had no prior relationship, it's very hard to argue that he was a personal friend.
Tragedy struck on Monday night at a Yankees game in an unfortunate turn of events as two attendants were hit by lightning. Luckily, they are alive and well to talk about their experience. CNN reporter Jameson Euler has the details.
My dad was knocked unconscious, so he doesn't remember most of it, which is he has me doing all the talking.
It's not too often two people get hit by lightning and live to Zoom about it. Ashley Moberg and her dad John were on their way back to Chicago today and told us at least what they could remember.
We're big Yankees fans, and we had never seen spring training, so when we heard that the baseball strike had ended, we jumped on getting some tickets, and I've never been to Disney either, so we went to Disney for the first time as well.
But as they ran from a thunderstorm at Steinbrenner Field in Tampa on Saturday, the dream trip became their nightmare when they found themselves trapped under a tree and unable to locate their car.
There was a bright flash and the loud boom that I heard, and the next thing I knew, I was flying out of my shoes, and my ears were ringing. I saw my dad hit his head on the ground, and then I hit the ground. I thought my dad was dead for about 10 seconds there, while I was lying on the pavement trying to figure out whether I had died.
Her father hit the ground, breaking his cheekbone. The necklace Ashley was wearing burning through her neck. Today they went back to the scene, this time smiling and with a sense of humor.
For everyone who's asking, yes, we got superpowers, and no, we're not allowed to talk about them.
Thankfully, we have a few days before stormy weather is supposed to hit North Texas.
Yes, that's true, and it definitely gives everyone more time to prepare for the severity of these systems moving through our area. Let's see if our weather anchor Ryan Cantrell can tell us more about our conditions. Ryan?
Well, y'all, it's pretty uneventful here. However, we did just experience a cold front, which is bringing us clear skies and mild temperatures. But currently, across North Texas, we are all sitting right in those mid-60s. So let's see, we have right here, we have Bowie right there at 63, Decatur at 65, Denton at 66, Gainesville at 65, Sherman at 63, Paris at 63 as well, and finally Sulphur Springs actually also at 63. Now, across the state of Texas, the cold front mainly has covered the entire state except for the west, and we can see that way out there in El Paso at 80 degrees. But we are also looking at Amarillo at 54 degrees, Abilene at 63, Austin down there at 69 degrees, Houston at 76, and finally Shreveport at 64 degrees. And now here is our 7-day forecast. Pretty uneventful throughout today and throughout Saturday, but beautiful and clear days with a high of 73 on Wednesday. And it's going to pretty much be the same until Saturday, which will climb to a high of 82. Now on Monday, we will see some storm activity, possibly some isolated thunderstorms and a few rain here and there with a 40% chance of precipitation. But that's all I have for my full weather forecast. I will take it to y'all back at the desk.
After Florida lawmakers garnered attention from the nation over their controversial law targeting discussions of sexual orientation and gender identity in schools, Ohio lawmakers are taking steps to follow a similar approach. CNN's Tara Morgan has more.
Two Ohio Republicans causing a stir by introducing a version of what critics have dubbed the Don't Say Gay bill. After calls, emails, and attempts to find them in person, late Tuesday, the lawmakers explaining their why in this statement. Representative Mike Loychik saying children deserve a quality education that is fair, unbiased, and age-appropriate. This legislation promotes free and fair discussion. And Representative Gene Schmidt adding parents deserve and should be provided a say in what is taught to their children in schools. The intent of this bill is to provide them with the tools to be able to see what their child is being taught.
We really need the House and the Senate to just say no to this.
Ohio Education Association President Scott DeMauro says the bill isn't all that surprising to see.
We know that politicians are trying to use different issues, including issues related to race and sexual orientation and gender as wedge issues to score political points during this election season.
He says it does raise several concerns. DeMauro says the focus should be on meeting the needs of every student.
What legislation like this does is it singles people out and says that if you're LGBTQ as a student, or you happen to have gay parents, that you are treated as an other in our system. This is just completely the wrong direction.
Another concern of DeMauro's attracting and retaining teachers in Ohio where there's already a shortage.
That's my fear is that a lot of teachers who already are feeling burnout, already feeling under attack in a number of different ways, that a bill like this, were it to become law in the state of Ohio, it's just going to be a final straw.
Dr. Joanne Patterson is an LGBTQ health researcher at Ohio State.
When we think about LGBTQ youth in particular, we are concerned that 40% of LGBTQ young people are considering suicide each year.
Patterson says, in her professional opinion, protecting one LGBTQ youth by not passing this legislation is a priority for her.
My concern is that LGBTQ young people who experience a culture of oppression and discrimination in their schools because of a bill like HB 616 are going to feel unsafe. They're going to be unheard, they're going to be made invisible. And that kind of experience of discrimination and oppression might actually translate into poor health outcomes, such as increased rates of anxiety, increased rates of suicidal ideation or attempts.
The Food and Drug Administration is warning the public of potentially contaminated oysters. The FDA has been working with both the U.S. and Canadian public health authorities regarding a norovirus outbreak linked to oysters from British Columbia. The oysters were distributed throughout at least 13 states. Symptoms include nausea, vomiting, fevers, aches, and more. Symptoms can develop in 20 to 48 hours and last up to 3 days. Health officials say food contaminated by the virus may look, smell, and taste normal. Amazon is set to launch rockets into space.
And Ed Sheeran has won a plagiarism case over his song Shape of You. Stay tuned.
Yeah, so we have to watch the next one before next class, right? We do? I think so, but it's not on Netflix and it's not on Hulu, so man, I don't want to pay for that. So what do we do?
You think there's a place we could go to get the movie?
I'm not sure, maybe?
Oh, there's a place to get the movie.
Oh?
Really?
Yeah, it's right here on campus. Come on, I'll show you.
At a time when misinformation is all too common on social media, we take great pride in bringing you the news that matters, that impacts your family, news you can trust. Local broadcast journalists bring you the facts, covering the stories breaking in our community and across the globe. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on local journalism. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
6, 7. Hey, didn't see you there. Just finished my 100th rep. You ready to train? Yeah! You got your weights? Yeah! You got your energy drink? Of course. You got time to go to the Pole Recreation Center? Yeah, what?
Listen, I didn't even graduate high school. I can't teach for the life of me.
Instead, UNT is offering workout classes at a moderate pace, including yoga, cycling, Pilates, and more.
Don't rely on your dad's old workout videos. Check out the UNT Rec Center today.
Amazon is known for their fast delivery times, but the company is hoping to branch out into the internet sector with speeds out of this world. On Tuesday, Amazon announced a deal with 3 rocket companies to launch satellites that would beam internet signals from space. The deal, signed by United Rocket Alliance, Arianespace, and Blue Origin, is set to launch 83 rockets over the next 5 years. Amazon claims the deal is one of the largest contracts ever made, but the financial details are still underway.
Navigating college doesn't have to be difficult for first-generation students, especially with the resources that UNT has to offer. I got the chance to sit with the First Generation Success Center to discuss these resources. The definition of a first-generation student has continued to expand over the years to include more people, and a recent study by the university showed that almost 42% of students at UNT identify as first generation.
Our original definition was those students who go to UNT whose parents did not complete a 4-year degree at a college or university. But more recently, like with the implementation of our advisory board and getting their input, we've expanded that.
The First Generation Success Center started in March 2021, offering resources to first-gen students who don't have to navigate college by themselves.
We try to be a resource for first-generation students, and if they need those one-on-one appointments, having them. Being first-gen and like being a student on campus, especially during a pandemic with the added stress of it, is really hectic. And so like sometimes you just need a little bit to vent, but also like if you need to bounce ideas off, or if you need like that space to just ask questions or like find something on campus.
UNT's First Gen Resources is one of a small fraction of centers and universities across the state that offer a space for first gen students, making the university a first gen serving institution.
Like resources for first generation students, and this office itself exists, and there's also, before this office existed, there's other departments and offices on campus that also saw the need to support first generation students in their own capacity and within their different programs. So like I would say that like it is because of the collective community effort.
First Generation Success Center is located on the 3rd floor of the Union in room 376 behind these double doors, and they provide resources to college students who identify as first generation and need a little bit of help navigating college life. For ntTV News, I'm Andrea Valdez. To learn more about these resources, visit the First Gen Center on the 3rd floor of the Union or visit their socials at UNT First Gen.
Another thing students can access in the Union is financial resources.
Yes, the Money Management Center is hosting events across the month, and a special one is happening this afternoon. Let's see what ntTV's Courtney Hill has to tell us. Courtney?
Thanks, guys. It's Money Month here at UNT. The Student Money Management Center has you covered this month, and today they have the Money Card. It's available to give you a ride from class while giving you an opportunity to win fun prizes. The card is located at the South Union Lawn from 1 to 2 p.m. Have fun and good luck. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Courtney. British musician Ed Sheeran has won a copyright case over his 2017 hit, Shape of You. Musician Sammy Switch had claimed Sheeran plagiarized a key part of his 2015 song, Oh Why. Today, a judge made their final ruling on the case in a London High Court, saying that Sheeran did not deliberately or subconsciously copy the elements of the song.
Well, Ed Sheeran may have won that case, but he isn't the only winner this week.
That's actually very true. We had a few wins in sports, but our weather anchor James Baker can tell us everything we need to know. James?
And UNT softball has continued their dominance. More on this after the break.
Sanctus Spiritus.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Hey, Maddie, miss me?
Wait, Bud?
What was that all about?
An old friend.
An old friend?
Good to see you, brother.
What the hell are you doing?
That's your lucky day.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Let's get started. This is a motor vehicle. This is the blinker mechanism. To use it, push it up for the right blinker and down to go left. You're welcome. It was easy.
The NBA season continues to wind down as the Dallas Mavericks have just 3 games left before playoffs, as they've already clinched a playoff spot. Tonight, the Mavericks take on the Detroit Pistons, where with a win, this will be the first Mavericks team since 2015 to amount to 50 wins in a season. Dallas has been on a tear lately, taking 4 of their last 5 and winning 32 out of 44 games since the start of the year. The game is tonight at 6 p.m. in Detroit and available to watch on Bally Sports Southwest. And while the basketball season is coming to a close, another American pastime is just beginning. Opening day is tomorrow for Major League Baseball. 18 of the 30 teams will have games, but sadly, Texas Ranger fans will have to wait until Friday to watch their team play in Toronto in Canada. And then finally, Monday, the Rangers come back to Arlington. And this year may look a little bit different due to rule changes. First off, the designated hitter is now in both leagues. The runner on second rule in extra innings has been restored, and rosters are now a bit larger. The games begin at 1 p.m. in Chicago at the historic Wrigley Field. And staying on the baseball diamond, UNT softball has been absolutely dominant lately. The team swept UTEP this past weekend, and outfielder Molly Rainey was named CUSA Player of the Week for her incredible performance, including back-to-back home runs, 2 doubles, 5 RBIs, and a batting point of .750. The team travels to San Antonio this weekend to take on the UTSA Roadrunners in another CUSA series.
Thanks, James. There is a new collaboration in the works, and it may not be what you expect. Waffle House and Adidas are pairing together to bring a new item, golf shoes. The shoes feature waffle-based colors and the Waffle House logo on the back. The collaboration was created to celebrate the 86th Master Golf Tournament in Augusta, Georgia this Thursday. That is also when the shoes go on sale for $210. Make sure to check them out on launch day and grab a bite to eat at the Waffle House while you're at it.
You know, shoes and Waffle House are a great combination.
Absolutely. You know, I'm very excited about this collaboration for sure.
I'll have to check it out. Thank you for watching ntTV News at noon.
Join us again tomorrow for the latest coverage here at North Texas Television.